Are you having any fun? What you getting out of living? Who cares for what you've got if you're not having any fun? Are you having any laugh? Are you getting any loving? If other people do, why can't you have a little fun? After the honey's in the comb, all the bees go out and play. Even the old gray mare down home has got to have, hey, better have a little fun. You ain't gonna live forever, so while you're young and gay, still okay, have a little fun. Why should you work and save and save? Life is full of ifs and buts. Even the squirrels save and save. And what have they got? Nuts. Better have a little fun. You ain't gonna live forever, so while you're young and gay, still okay, have a little fun, son. Take it on the run, son. Get yourself some fun, son. Do it all for one, son. Imitate your mom, son, and have a little fun.
This is what I felt in the year 1985. 1985, the year of turmoil, distrust, and much distraction. It has been a bad year. Churches robbed, people murdered, pushed onto railroad tracks, planes that malfunctioned and hijacked is a household word. It was a year of anti-smoking, anti-abortion, anti-drinking, gays, addicts, hemophiliacs, shattered by the thought of AIDS, the killer disease. Freedom was trying to knock at the door of Africa, Afghanistan, Ireland, Poland, and Russia. There was child abuse, battered wife, the homeless, high interest rates, MasterCards, Visa cards, and a new form of money. 1985 was a computer age, video games, video vision, solo heat, junk food, and diet conscientiousness. We had heart transplant, Ronald Reagan, Star War, Mayor Koch, a third-term winner. We had Farm Aids, Live Aid, USA and Africa Aid, Heavy Metal Aid, and AIDS for AIDS. It was a year for the $10 million winner. We had Perry, the refrigerator man, and the Giants.
Sounds like
That's what happened in that year.
it sounds like
Now.
2025.
Yeah. This is about our cat, Benzie. This was Adam's cat. Adam had two cats. He lived in an apartment in Old Bridge, and then for whatever the reason, he moved back into our house, and he brought his...
He went to Club Med.
He went to Club Med,
Now,
right.
the cat wasn't Benzie. His name was Assassin.
No, originally, but we called him Benzie.
And the other one was, I don't know what.
Right.
Sweetheart.
The other one was Sweetheart. Yes. And the two cats came to our house, and I wrote about Benzie. One of the little cats I gave to Grandma because they were fighting with each other.
Yeah.
It was unbearable.
Right.
So I wrote, "You were known to us as Benzie. You were part of our family. The thick end part of your body called tail was part of your personality. As you strolled among our many trees and shrubs, you rewarded us by catching God's little creatures. Critters, I would say. You always seemed to know our house inside and out. When a car came in our driveway, it was nice to know you with those bright eyes and black coat was always there swinging that thick end of your body called tail." Do you remember? His tail would always...
Why did you let him out?
It was Ben, alias Assassin, who always greeted us. We miss you. I let him out because he really was a street cat. Never really wanted stay here.
But you know what? He caught something, caught feline leukemia or something outside. He caught something.
Probably.
He used to, I think it was him, he used to come over and then plop down. Was it?
Sweetheart.
Oh, Sweetheart did
That was Sweetheart. Yeah, she always plopped down.
Yeah.
They all have different personalities. This was an evening to remembrance of 1997. Tonight.
What are you doing?
This is a different one.
About the cat?
No.
No, hold on.
A random note. It's a thank you note. I think to my mom. July 2007. Thank you, Mom, for being honest and direct. I thank you for telling me when I'm wrong and also when I'm right. Being told to your face sometimes hurts, but at the end, it was for my own good. When the few pounds crept up, Mom was there to keep me in check. When I put too much makeup on my face, Mom was there with the truth. When I became a model for Colette Juniors, Mom was overjoyed. When I was invited to the grand ball at the Waldorf Astoria for Miss America France, Mom was all smiles. Mom was always there in sad times and in good. I hope that I was given the same privilege to my children. Mom is always in my thoughts. I will try to pass on her wise advice. This is a poem I recited at Simon and Michelle's house. Simon is 11 years older than me, so we really could not enjoy a normal childhood. However, I do have a list of a few things I do remember about Simon. Simon was always a quiet guy, but very funny at times. Simon is a wonderful cook. His flan, baklava, and fried tomatoes are to die for. Simon loves gardening. As a child, he liked to catch lizards and salamanders and gardening snakes. Simon plays the harmonica, and as a young boy, he played the accordion. Simon had 3 good friends while growing up: Jerry, Stanley Schwartz, and Patsy Pasquale. Simon became a wonderful father, a great husband, a terrific grandfather, a good son. He's my brother. He's my hero. And talking about heroes, we lived in Williamsburg for 5 years. I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, attending public school. It was around 3 o'clock, and I was supposed to get beaten up by several girls after school. I felt so alone and afraid when out of nowhere I spotted a young man coming my way in a bright and shining Air Force uniform. It was Simon. It was like seeing Mashiach. I suppose Lakey, my mom, and Michelle, my father, our mom and dad were out working, and no one was home, so Simon pleasantly surprised me at school. The girls quickly disappeared. My day was saved, and Simon became my hero. Simon came to the United States at the age of 16 and because of the war, he did not have such a happy childhood. But you did so much with your life. You accomplished many things. You worked hard. You finished college. You married a great gal. You had a beautiful family. And now we're all celebrating your 70th birthday. Close friends and dear friends, I'm very proud of you. You are my brother. You are my hero.
Go.
This is 1985. Different things were happening in our world, and I was in a mood to write, and I'm writing 1985, the year of turmoil, distrust, and much distraction. It has been a bad year. Churches robbed, people murdered, pushed onto railroad tracks, Planes that malfunction and hijack is a household word. It was a year of anti-smoking, anti-abortion, anti-drinking, gays, addicts, hemophiliacs. How do you say the word?
Hemophiliac.
Shouted or shredded by the thought of AIDS, the killer disease. Freedom was trying to knock at the door of Africa, Afghanistan, Ireland, Poland, and Russia. There was child abuse, battered wives, the homeless, high interest rates, MasterCards, Visa cards, and a new form of money. 1985 was a computer age. Video games, video vision, solo heat, junk food, and diet conscientiousness. We had heart transplants, Ronald Reagan, Star Wars, and Major Koch, a third-term winner. We had Farm Aid, Live Aid, and USA for Africa Aid, Heavy Metal Aid, AIDS for AIDS. It was a year for the $10 million winner. We had Perry, the refrigerator man, and the Giants. Life, I wrote this in 1975. My nostrils are filled with the essence of just being alive. My lungs expand to the feelings of the great wonders there are in this world. The petals of a tea rose, so delicate, so lovely. The butterfly, so swift yet so fragile. Life is like the tea rose and the butterfly, so delicate, so fragile, so lovely. We too can swiftly disintegrate. This is about my papa. A twinkle in his eye, a smile on his lips, a rope trick or two, a candy or stone you would find in his pocket, a gentle soul, a simple man. Too bad the whole world does not understand him. This is, I think I wrote about my beautiful daughter, Kim, November 1997. I write, bisexual, homosexual, lesbian, or gay, are they not part of God's many beautiful flowers? They are but a colorful rainbow, showered by wonderful minds and sprinkled by a touch of creativity of human race. Embrace them, fear them not, for they are part of something wonderful to be. And this is when the world did not accept all this, where it was a bad word. If you announced that you were bisexual or homosexual or a lesbian or a gay. So things have changed. This is 2023. And we're living in a different world, and we see the TV. There's black and white now. There's, you see two men embracing each other, or two girls embracing each other. So
You've always been open-minded.
So I'm always,
You
right.
were dead.
Right, so in 1997, I'm writing this. And today is 2023. So there you go. Random Thoughts, 2007. A positive thought. There is much to prosper in this beautiful country of ours. The poor and the suppressed people still long and fight to cross our borders. Our country is rich in food. We feed the whole world. We are number one in leadership. We have many charitable organizations, cancer and heart awareness, walkathons, adopt a pet, etc. At no cost, children are flown in from different parts of the world to be treated for unimaginable diseases, while parents are housed free of charge while in wait. To give incentive in minorities, money will be given to family if they keep their children in school. This law is still in the making. The sky is still blue. The pavements are coated with gold. With the buying of a lottery ticket, a person can become an instant millionaire, and one's wild dream can be altered. We have the freedom to write, do, and say as we please. We have the right to religion, which is still our choice. Smell the roses and plant the seeds. We have the right to fight and change the laws pertaining to animal rights, civil rights, and human rights. We are making a stand on global warming. For the first time, a woman and a black candidate is running for the presidency. Men and women are fighting abroad so that freedom may spread. We should not get so destroyed by watching the news or focusing on documented subjects. Among people that do nothing, there are people that do something. They are making a difference as we speak. A positive attitude is a mind that can focus. A healthy body has the strength to withstand everything that seems gray. We should learn from the negativity. We should not fear it. I wrote here, Kim, the trees are still green. Mom. This is the year 1974, and I wrote a poem, or I was thinking to myself, and it's called The Housewife. I was a brand new housewife, just gotten married, and I write, there are trees to be pruned and clothes to be washed, dishes to be put away. I am chauffeur to my children. I am a teacher, friend, cook, and lover to my husband. A housewife, I am called. No plaques, trophies, or holiday bonuses. I am keeper of the house, organizer of the domain. Loyal am I, and a housewife I am called. Like my poem says, we do a lot of work as housewives. In those days, we didn't go out and work. We took care of the house, and that was a pretty darn hectic job. So there you go. Random Thoughts by yours truly. Common Sense, 2007. Life is not always a bowl of cherries. However, we have but one life to live by. So we try very hard to do the very best we can with what we have. We can't always count on individuals to come through often enough. But for the most part, we have to look at the big picture and say that certain special individuals work their entire life so that we can live in a home that is fully secured. Without questions asked, education, debts, and material things were always provided and paid for. There is more good than there is bad. So think no more. There is no schooling for common sense. It's something you either have it or you don't. To have common sense is worth more than any diploma school could reward you. Grandma Leah had it. Let's follow her wise and kind heart. You could never go wrong with that. This is about a good friend, Maria. She owns a pizzeria with her husband, Vinny Vasta. And I wrote this because Maria has never had a Jewish friend. And I was one of her very first Jewish friends. And we've been friends for over 50 years. We've seen each other's high and lows, our children growing up. And this is what I wrote. 1979, a friend. Like the feel of a quick breeze in the air, you live, you die, your whole life goes by. Like the tides in an ocean that comes and goes, so do people you meet. They come and go. Like the rare golden fish found in a quiet pond, you weed out the bad, the phonies, the users, the takers, then maybe, but maybe you will be lucky and find a good and true friend, a good-hearted, honest, and caring. I read this a little wrong, But at the end, I say, a good-hearted, honest, and caring person I befriended, a friend I call Maria. This is about Simon, my brother, July 16th, 2019. It's an honor for me that the best man in this world is my brother. We have shared good times and bad times and have made it through. All these memories we share is what bonds me now to you. We grew to find a love that is very strong today. It's a love shared by family that will never fade away. You are my brother, not by choice, but by nature of our birth. I could not have chosen a better one. You are the best on earth. Thanks for being my big brother. This is somebody by the name of Elaine, who was in Weight Watchers, and she was the leader of the group. And this is in 2002. And this is what I felt. I wrote to her. I said, I have been coming to Elaine for 2.5 years. I never missed a weight in. You and I made it happen. I lost 29 ugly pounds of fat. I went down from size 22 to a 14 jeans or dungarees. Tuesday with Elaine is an eye-opener. For one, where else can you get a blackboard filled with free delicious recipes or information on where to buy and shop for those low-point products? Where can you hear a funny joke or a humorous story on Weight Watcher, if not with Elaine? I've walked Weight Watchers runway and modeled my big clothes and then showed off how I really looked in my new body. We got to bake and taste each other's low-point recipes. We learned that the more fiber, the fuller you feel, and that the points are lower. You watched me peel off my clothes each week at the scale, hoping to see a pound or even a fraction of a pound coming off. You are an inspiration. I hope that by meeting this goal, I will be motivated to even lose a few more pounds. I feel good about myself, and I thank you very much.
Go.
This is March 1991, the Gulf War. I don't know, for some reason Gulf. I wanted to write something about it, and I'm writing, I pledge allegiance to our flag. Our country is on a high. June 10th, mother of all ticket tape parade will shine on thee, sweet land of liberty. Tie a yellow ribbon on our old oak tree. Her side we welcome you home. Doesn't make sense, but I don't know. Glory, glory, hallelujah, our prayers are answered. Hussein, the insane, has fought in vain. The Gulf War is now over. Our sons and our daughters are coming home. For all nations under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is another writing that I did for my mom. I guess I loved her so much that I always thought about her. Anyway, I'm writing, Dear Mom, you come to mind so often, and I wonder why I have been chosen to have such a wonderful, loving parent like you. You have given me much love, welcoming me home with open arms. You have given me courage, helping me in times of need. You have given me security, knowing I have a safe home and a special family to return to always. You have given me trust from always being able to believe in me and I in you. You have given me honesty, knowing that we always speak the truth with each other. And you have given me friendship, helping me to realize that I am never alone. You are always near. I want so much to repay you for your kindness, and someday I will find a way. But for now, I can only tell you, though, I don't always show it, and though I don't always say it, I love you. your daughter and friend in life, always. A random thought. May 2007. As I sit by the pool enjoying Florida's warm nights, I'm smelling the beautiful and very exotic flowers that surrounds me. The pond with its colorful fish swim freely, and the guests from many different parts of the world gather together around the straw native hut, which is located at the poolside. It is there that we meet every morning for breakfast. As I watch the yellow golden sunrise settle down, I think to myself, what a lucky person I really am. I have a wonderful and caring husband, 2 loving children, and a grandchild who is the apple of my eye. My family is my bouquet of flowers. They make quite an arrangement. What can be better than that? Random, by yours truly. June 25th, 07. This is about the heart. Your heart is a very delicate muscle in your body. Its functions are to pump blood into your arteries. The heart has been x-rayed, examined, and artificially restored. The heart is said to have many emotional feelings. It is celebrated with flowers, cards, and candy. Once a year, the month of February, we celebrate Valentine's Day. Many feelings of the heart are then exchanged. Love, hope, charity acts, encouragement, and forgiveness are all nested in this special muscle called the heart.
Yes, and we were talking about how
We're
families
talking about, right.
and about I personally, I don't think that it has anything to do with immediate family. It's got to be the person. Someone could be your sister, your brother, your aunt, whatever, and still not be close. But if you have somebody that's close and you're family oriented, you're gonna want to connect.
Well, you have to remember that today is not yesterday, meaning that years ago when our uncles and aunts and mothers and fathers lived, all right, it was more close-knit. Why? You never sent a grandma or a mother or a father into a nursing home or assisting living. They died in your house.
Right.
All right? Now it's a different day. It's a different time. People work. People are busy. They have no time for their children, so they put them in nurseries and whatnot. They put their mothers and fathers, in homes, because there is no way. Sometimes children live in different states. One will live in Florida, the other one in Canada. You can't even get together anymore. And also the computer age has harmed the closeness. Yeah. Nobody writes notes anymore, writes letters anymore. This is a novelty, people. This is a novelty. Everybody is clicking with their thumbs. Their thumbs are arthritic. That's how bad it is. People don't know how to write in cursive. They don't know how to. They don't even know how to print anymore. They don't even know how to call on the telephone. You don't hear a voice anymore. They don't even talk anymore. So what do you want? Families are drifting apart. That's what it is. But years ago, you had your mother, your father, your children, everybody was together on holidays. Not today, it's not so. And it's very commercial, the holidays. People get together because it's Christmas. So what about during the year? Or Hanukkah? What about during the year? Or birthdays? Every day is a birthday. I don't celebrate it on the day I was born, because every day, our birth should be important to each other. We should celebrate each other all the time.
That was pretty good, Mom. That was very good.
Yeah,
yes.
So...
That's true, though.
So that's why people drift away, friends drift away, and like in my poems...
Well, your daughter is still here. And Adam, no matter where he goes, he always has a place. Adam and Lori always have a place for you and Dad, just in case. Extended family.
Absolutely.
That's how they used to do. That's what they do in India too. They have
That's
all of
right.
their. But
That's
not
right.
everyone could listen. The other thing is, sometimes you get incapacitated. You can't lift a person.
That's right.
What do you do when you're not a nurse and you can't?
Well, it's
You
different.
know, what if someone needs to be bathed and you can't lift them? I mean, you can't. You need a.
I know, but you know
somebody,
what?
Like Darlene had with the hospice, you need somebody. You can't do it by yourself.
That's true. But years ago, everybody did.
Helped.
They pitched in.
Yeah.
The children helped the parents. Little ones, big ones. This one cooked and this one sewed and this one baked and this. I mean, you took care of each other today. It's different. Like you say, in India, China, they bring families. They could be 20 living in one house.
Right.
They sleep on the floor. But they're together. And
It's
that's
a
what
cultural
counts.
thing. It's a cultural.
And it should be. In a way, it's very good. Now it's, everybody is separate. Everybody does their own thing. Everybody is private. It's not so good. These are supposed to be modern times, but modern or no modern, it's not so, the closeness drifted away. It's not the same. It isn't the same anymore. So whatever we have to keep it together,
Yeah.
Simon's children, there wasn't 1 year that they were here every Passover and every Hanukkah. Every year of their life until they got married. I have pictures, but they're on the old,
Yeah.
the old tapes. But that's the way it is. They get married,
They
drift away, they move away.
Life
And
changes people.
That's right. But 1987, my Princess Kim, wild, exciting, creative, and colorful. Marilyn Monroe, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, a microphone, a stage, an audience, school plays, auditions, boys, preppies, ginkers, the in group, clothes, heel, makeup, working papers, blue-eyed, frosted hair, great smile, sensitive and vulnerable, 15 years old. That was my little girl, Kim. That's what she's all about. Well, I always played Mahjong every week. And this Mahjong day, Tuesday, was a very sad day for us because we lost a very dear friend, and her name was Marilyn. And in Mahjong, you need 5. 5 people make a game. So, like the poem, like 5 peas in a pot, there's Marilyn, Joanna, Joan, Sally, and Renee. From 11 to 4, let no one disturb us. Mahjong's the game. There are dots and bams, cracks, winds, and dragons. Look out. The better is out. There's gossip and tuna. There's laughter and sadness in winning and losing. Let no one disturb us, because Tuesday, our day. But this Tuesday is different from all other Tuesdays. There's a sadness and sorrow, and our laughter is silent, for our better is now gone. Struck by a car, Marilyn is no longer with us. A dear friend is lost. Mahjong will go on. The cracks, bams, dots, winds, and dragons will be played out. For Tuesday's our game, and Mahjong is the name. As we play, we will remember our dear friend and player, our 5th P in the pod. Yes, and from this Mahjong game, everyone died. Marilyn, Joanna, Joan, Sally Gottfried. So they're all gone.
And now you have a new Mahjong.
Now we have a new Mahjong. I have a few Mahjong games, and hopefully we'll be around.
And who are they?
And still play. I have many friends in Mahjong games.
Every
We
Tuesday.
have Carol, and we have June, and we have Ellen,
Oh, right.
and we have
Got the other one's name.
starts with a B,
Bernice.
Bernice, and myself. And I also
Right.
play in a different game, but Mahjong's the game. An Evening of Remembrance, 1997. Tonight is a special night. It's an evening of remembrance. And so I would like to go back to remember and tell you a little about myself and my dear, courageous mother. It was the year 1947, 42 years ago. My family and I crossed the Atlantic Ocean to come to America. We were one of the more fortunate families to have escaped the Nazi camps. However, each day of our lives were not taken for granted. Whole families were dragged out of their beds, never to be seen again. You prayed and cried that it would not be your turn. Each bomb that fell on our house that caught fire, you hoped that it was not your house. The whole world seemed upside down, and you thought to yourself, why was there no help from the outside world? My father was a Frenchman and was serving the French army. My mother was a young Polish girl who fled from Poland never to see her family again. We heard that the Gestapo, German soldiers, were already gathering families together, and so it was advisable for us to leave Paris. My mother, alone with 2 small children, had to fend for herself. With money and lots of guts, she arranged for my brother Simon, age 9, at the time to live with a family in a country, and that he would be brought up as a Catholic until the war was over. My mother threw her forged passport away so that the peasants would not think she was a spy. She changed her name to Madame Marie Bourdenec. We lived in a rented room in the village called Saint-Daville, about 25 miles away from Normandy. My mother made clothes for the peasants in exchange for food. Since no tails or horns were shown on our body, we blended perfectly with the rest of the people. We stayed there until the Americans marched into Normandy and the Germans were defeated and withdrew. It was then that we went back to Paris. In the song My Yiddische, Mama, there lies a verse that says, in fire and flammen leefst du für a Kind. My mother, like so many other mothers, ran between those bombs and through those flames. So that's my brother and I might get that second chance in life. We were very lucky.
Yeah.
This is a poem that I wrote about Grandma
Your
Leah
mom.
or Lakey,
Your mom.
my mom. This is called Fragile, October 1997. As I look at my mother's fragile state, I think of why the golden years sometimes are spent in such great pain. I think of how once this marvelous human being of a woman was once so vibrant and full of life. Now, so helpless and so lifeless, this broken body yearns to die with some dignity. As we walk the long, cold, sleepless night, we thank God the morning the sun has risen. It's one more day we helped push through. What good are the golden years when no longer can you walk and smell the flowers, nor feel the sunshine or enjoy the singing of a bluebird? As I look at my mother's fragile state, I think of why the golden years sometimes are spent in such great pain. Still I whisper, hang on, Mom. Just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Now is not your time to bid adieu.
How long has she been passed away?
That night, she and I walked back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. She was in such pains. We couldn't wait for the following morning. And it's true. And just like Lori's mom, Bobby, she was suffering. Her golden years were terrible. In and out of hospitals, in and out of hospitals. It didn't matter how much money they paid for the most beautiful apartment she lived in the assisting living.
Yeah.
That's how it is, I guess. You have to take life as it comes.
What about when Grandma passed away? You said that she saw things?
I don't know. You know, at that time when you're close to death, maybe you do.
But she
maybe
said, "Run, go."
Yeah. She was always worried, even though half of her mind was in and out, you know. She always worried about the ones that were close to her, like Kim and Adam, Lori, Daddy, Murray,
Haley.
myself, Haley, the whole family. She always worried about us. And every time she saw something that she thought was evil, she would always send us out of the room thinking that they may take us. And that harm would come to us. So.
And when she was on her deathbed, she thought that she saw angels or something.
I guess so. She probably thought that she saw somebody. Anyway, she was going back to her family. So, I'd like to think so.
Do you think that she did see angels?
I think so. Well, I'd like to hope so. It's not what I think. I'd like to hope so. Nobody knows what happens when you die. No, she had a painful death.
Why do you think that? Well, she believed in God, though.
Grandma believed in, yes, she was religious. She believed in God.
So why did one grandma, Trachtenberg, go away in her sleep, die in her sleep, and Grandma Kahn had
painful,
and she was good all her life?
Right.
Why do you think that happens?
Well, it's
she say? Yeah.
It's like the old question. Like I say, I'd like to believe in God, but sometimes you have to question it because you wonder, like you said, one grandmother died in her sleep peacefully. The other grandma was good as gold, and she was in pain. And so was Barbie, in pain. She was a good mom, a good grandma, a good mother-in-law. And sometimes you have to question God. Why did so many millions of people die during the Holocaust? For what reason? Was this a lesson?
I was just about to say that.
And why do black slavery? They suffered also. What kind of, they're supposed to be created in God's image. Well, black, white, green, yellow, whatever color. It's part of God. So you do question it. But you know what? It's been drummed in us. And whenever you need help, I know I talk to God every single day. Even though I believe in it, maybe I don't believe in it, but there's hope. So in case he's there, I want him to listen to my woes. So I always say, oh, please, God, help me in this or help me in that. Or maybe it's, it's good for your mind. It's a motivation, thinking that if he is there, maybe things will go good. We'll be all right. Yeah. Same thing to my mom.
Yeah.
I don't know when I wrote this. I didn't put the year, but I felt that, she did. She helped us a lot in life.
Why do they call her Lakey?
In Yiddish. Leah's Lakey.
Was it Leah? Was it Leah like Leah?
No. Leah, yes. And then she was called sometimes Leah, Leah. In Poland, it was Lakey. Her sister Rivki was Rebecca. Her sister Hannah was Anna. So, you know, these are Jewish names. Her niece, Mindel, was Muriel.
Did you ever meet her mom?
No.
Oh, yeah,
Her part of the family died.
yeah.
You know.
So you never met any
No.
of the
Simon did.
grandma or grandpa?
Simon did.
Does
he
he
was
have any
like,
stories about that?
What's that?
Does he have any stories about that?
Maybe. I'm looking over here to see if I have a picture of them. I don't. But when he was
Yeah,
about
you do.
somewhere
not-
in
not
my
here.
album,
Yeah.
he's 3 or 4 years old, and I think she was able to go back to Poland maybe before the war, and he met them.
Right,
But then later on, you know, the war broke out,
right.
and she was unable to go back. So that was it. They were all killed, you know, in the war. And these are different birthday poems. Some of them I threw out, some of them I have. This is for Grandma Trachtenberg. March 1991.
Your mother-in-law.
My mother-in-law. 5'2", with eyes of blue. Mean and wicked, this little old lady is too. Wild and cunning and hair that is black. Watch out or she'll steal your house out. Men she wooed, strangers she sued. Oh, Sonny, she cried, no money have I. Where has all my CDs gone? With rings on her fingers and chains on her neck. Be cool, you fools, her jewels you won't get. Promises, promises, so the old song goes. You'll get everything after my blue eyes are closed. These are random thoughts. This is April 24th of 2007. Kim, life is just like a dream. It's here today and gone tomorrow. And so we have to prepare for the now and for the unexpected. If you look hard enough, this world is still a beautiful place to live in. We have to enjoy ourselves and the breath in every corner that nature has in store for us. Grandma Leah always said, bring me a bouquet of flowers today while I'm still alive to enjoy rather than tomorrow, when I'm gone and ceased to exist. We have to surround ourselves with good friends and family that we can count on and people that we can learn from. We have to move on and challenge new horizons. We should never forget our past and always remember where we came from. It's all the yesterdays that teach us what is in store for all your future tomorrows. You and I are alike. Two beautiful red petal rosebuds. We are heart and soul. We will always have each other to count on. I love you, Kim, friend and mom. Another random thought. April 27, 2007. In the eyes of Grandma, Leah, as told by, okay. As I sit there in my wheelchair, I think to myself, take me out of this misery. Make an end of this life. My brain is scattered, and I try hard to remember the bits and parts of the past and presents. Where are all my poems, my books, and songs of yesterday? I no longer am in control of the nursing aides, the cold floors shared. This is now my home that I must bear. Take me out of this misery. I've lived long and hard. I've seen the ups and downs, the hot and the cold. I can no longer see the sun shining for the birds or the birds singing. I am at the mercy of all others. Let me drift softly and quietly without pain. I long to see the valley of no return. Maybe Mama Bailey and Papa Chaim and all my brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and friends of my past will see. There and only there, I know, I'm at peace and home at last. Something I wrote about Grandma. Something I'd like to remember. I'd like to remember the warm and wonderful moments Mom and I spent together, reminiscing her youth back in Poland, sitting around a big oak tree in the middle of the kitchen with all of her brothers and sisters and my grandparents singing, telling stories, and getting ready for Shabbos and of the coming Jewish holidays. Mom worked very hard all of her life. She had a business in Paris called Chapeau pour les dames, which means hats for ladies. And in the United States, she had alterations. She did alterations on dresses. I remember a large tin can on the side of Mom's sewing machine, which, by the way, was a Singer. Inside this can, one would find an assortment of colorful dress designing labels. Rich customers would tell Mom to remove the labels from the dresses that were altered. Her poor customers would ask if maybe Mom would sew Lord and Taylor's or B. Altman's labels on the back of their inexpensive garments. How happy her customers were to walk out with such a bargain. I remember a time in Williamsburg. My first home in the United States, Mom had an acquaintance by the name of Bella, who never had much in life. Every Friday, Bella would shop at the same neighborhood grocer. Mom shopped on that particular day. Bella's previous bill was not paid, and therefore the grocer would not extend further credit. How ashamed and belittled Bella felt among the neighborhood yentas. Mom reached over, paid Bella's bill, and had her order groceries for the following week. I remember in 1959, Mom was the first to buy a new Nash Rambler in the family. Who else but Mom would lend out a new car for a week so this special couple could have an uninterrupted vacation? The list goes on and on. This was the kind of special person Mom was, always reaching out, touching someone with unselfish kindness. Her poems, her stories, her memories will always be with me. Always, we shared so much together. I will miss her terribly. Rest in peace, my wonderful, dearest Mom and best friend. This is 1986. It's about Mahjong. And one of my very dear friend had passed away. We were 5 peas in a pot. There was Marilyn, Joanna, Joan, Sally, and myself, Renee. From 11 to 4, let no one disturb us because Mahjong's the game. There are dots, bams, cracks, winds, and dragons. Look out, the better is out. There's gossip and tuna. There's laughter and sadness in winning and losing. Let no one disturb us, for Tuesday's our day. But this Tuesday is different from all other Tuesdays. There's sadness and sorrow, and our laughter is silent, for our better is now gone. Struck by a car, Marilyn is no longer with us. A dear friend is lost. Mahjong will go on. The cracks, the bams, the dots, the winds, the dragons will be played out. For Tuesday's our game, and Mahjong is the name. As we play, we will remember our dear friend and player, our 5th pea in the pod. 1985, little girl of 5. That's me. A little girl of 5, a child of World War II past. I was frightened to leave my mother's side. A little girl was I. Big brown eyes and long brown hair, lean figure, and knees that fell at play seemed to never healed. That little girl was I. Williamsburg, a place where I was reared. Temples were transformed to churches and movie theaters had English caption. Spanish speaking was everywhere. My mom is working, my dad is working, my brother is serving the USA, and I, the little girl of 5, is left to play. Prejudice is everywhere, at school, at play, and in the streets. I'm frightened to leave my mother's side. A little girl of 5 am I. 5 hard years pass. An 8-family dwelling we would buy, and a landlord we would be. We pledge allegiance to the flag. How happy we are, forced citizens to be. Now, a grown woman with 2 children of my own, I'm no longer frightened. But you see, I still cling to my mother's side. I guess I'm still that little girl of 5 inside. This is a poem that I wrote about Grandma Leah or Lakey.
Your mom.
My mom. This is called Fragile, October 1997. As I look at my mother's fragile state, I think of why the golden years sometimes are spent in such great pain. I think of how once this marvelous human being of a woman was once so vibrant and full of life. Now, so helpless and so lifeless, this broken body yearns to die with some dignity. As we walk the long, cold, sleepless night, we thank God the morning the sun has risen. It's one more day we helped push through. What good are the golden years when no longer can you walk and smell the flowers, nor feel the sunshine or enjoy the singing of a bluebird? As I look at my mother's fragile state, I think of why the golden years sometimes are spent in such great pain. Still I whisper, hang on, Mom. Just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Now is not your time to bid adieu.
How long has she been passed away?
That night, she and I walked back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. She was in such pains. We couldn't wait for the following morning. And it's true. And just like Laurie's mom, Bobby, she was suffering. Her golden years were terrible. In and out of hospitals, in and out of hospitals. It didn't matter how much money they paid for the most beautiful apartment she lived in the assisting living.
Yeah.
That's how it is, I guess. You have to take life as it comes.
What about when Grandma passed away? You said that she saw things?
I don't know. You know, at that time when you're close to death, maybe you do.
But she
maybe
said, Ronna, go.
Yeah. She was always worried, even though half of her mind was in and out, you know. She always worried about the ones that were close to her, like Kim and Adam, Lori, Daddy, Murray,
Haley.
myself, Haley, the whole family. She always worried about us. And every time she saw something that she thought was evil, she would always send us out of the room thinking that they may take us. And that harm would come to us. So.
And when she was on her deathbed, she thought that she saw angels or something.
I guess so. She probably thought that she saw somebody. Anyway, she was going back to her family. So, I'd like to think so.
Do you think that she did see angels?
I think so. Well, I'd like to hope so. It's not what I think. I'd like to hope so. Nobody knows what happens when you die.
close your
No,
eyes
she
and
had a
pass away?
painful death.
Why do you think that? Well, she believed in God, though. She
Grandma
was
believed
very
in, yes, she was
religious.
religious. She
So
believed in
why
God.
did one grandma Trachtenberg go away in her sleep, die in her sleep, and Grandma Khan had
Painful,
and she was good all her life?
right.
Why do you think that happens?
Well, it's
What would
like,
she say?
it's like the old question. Um, like I say, I'd like to believe in God, but sometimes you have to question it because you wonder, like you said, one grandmother died in her sleep peacefully. The other grandma was good as gold, and she was in pain. And so was Barbie, in pain. She was a good mom, a good grandma, a good mother in law. And sometimes you have to question God. Why did so many millions of people die during the Holocaust? For what reason? Was this a lesson?
I was just about to say that.
And why do black slavery? They suffered also. What kind of they're supposed to be created in God's image. Well, black, white, green, yellow, whatever color. It's part of God. So you do question it. But you know what? It's been drummed in us. And whenever you need help, I know I talk to God every single day. Even though I believe in it, maybe I don't believe in it, but there's hope. So in case he's there, I want him to listen to my woes. So I always say, oh, please, God, help me in this or help me in that. Or maybe it's, it's good for your mind. It's a motivation, thinking that if he is there, maybe things will go good. We'll be all right. Yeah. This is about a secret admirer I had that I used to meet every Tuesday night. His name was Fact. Dear Fact, for a long time, we've been sweet on each other. I now have reached a point in my life I do not have to put up with your sweet and comforting temptations. I will not hide you in the back closet of my pantry, nor will I not meet you secretly at 12 p.m. at the candy aisle of Pathmark. My body can no longer tolerate the ups and downs of a roller coaster. By the way, my secret is out. It's now all over town. I'm in love with someone new. I feel so good. I drink my water and exercise every day. I watch my points. Write them down. Every little morsel's in my journal. I don't have to hide our secret rendezvous anymore. We meet openly every Tuesday. I'm trying very hard to reach for a goal. I am at peace, and I am self-satisfied. Oh, by the way, did I tell you the mystery man I'm seeing? His name is Sir Weight Watcher. This is a birthday wish for my brother Simon and my mom, Leah. They both celebrate a birthday on July 16th. So today is a very special day. It's my brother's Simon's birthday, and it's a celebration of life. It's the life of also a wonderful and dear person everyone calls Lakey, my mom. Lakey is the type of a person who never forgets your birthday or anniversary. She'll give you a warm smile, a wonderful poem, and a great Yiddish joke. I'd like to read to you one of Mom's favorite little poems called I would rather have one little rose from the garden of a friend than to have the choice of flowers when my stay on earth must end. I would rather have one pleasant word in kindness paid to me than flattery when my heart is still and life has ceased to be. I would rather have a loving smile from friends I know are true than tears shed around my casket when this world I bid adieu. Bring me all your flowers today, whether pink, white, or red. I'd rather have one blossom now than a truckload when I'm dead. You see, Mom never thought she would get to see 3 grandchildren marry and a beautiful great-granddaughter who visits with us every Thursday and Friday. And what a wonderful joy they both are for me. I feel very, very fortunate to have my wonderful and courageous mom with us. So let's lift up our champagne glasses and wish Simon a very happy birthday. And with God's help, I pray that in 9 years, we will again celebrate and blow out Lakey's 100th birthday candle. To life, L'chaim. This is about my Haley. This is June, I guess 2003. 6 years ago, a special and wonderful gift was delivered to us. We called her Haley Michelle after our 2 grandfathers. This little treasure brought us nothing but joy and happiness to both families. Haley's wonderful imagination keeps us all young at heart, and her beam is like a rainbow that paints the sky and heaven above. She's truly our little princess that will one day become someone's precious queen. This is a 1934 German poem, random poem. It's not from me, but I thought it was worth writing it down. First they came for the Jews, but I was not a Jew, so I said nothing. And then they came for the Catholics, but I wasn't Catholic, so I said nothing. Then they came for the trades, unionists. I was not a trade or unionist, so I said nothing. And then they came for me, and there was no one to say anything. Adam, my firstborn. My son, connoisseur of weapons and martial arts, warm, sympathetic, lover of animals and to his fellow friend, responsible, reliable, likable, my son, a great chef, good worker, a good brother, grandson, and most of all, to me, a good son, a good friend, my son, Adam. Kim arrives in the world. 11/14/07. I remember November the 23rd like it was yesterday. In those days, we had to wait the full 9 months before we all knew what gender would be born. The Kahans and the Trachtenbergs wanted a little girl. There has not been a girl born in the Trachtenberg family for years. I had a wonderful pregnancy and a wonderful, healthy, natural birth. On November the 23rd, 1971, at 6 o'clock, Grandpa Michelle and I drove to Maimonides Hospital in Brooklyn, New York. My doctor was on vacation, and I was at the mercy of others. The birthing room was full of screams, and I was scared stiff. I started to undress. To my surprise, my water broke, and I yelled out for someone to help me. I refused a spinal tab to numb my pain. The baby flew out of me so fast that I did not know what hit me. To my great surprise, both families got their wish. A beautiful 7 pounds, 1 ounce little bundle of joy was born. I could not wait to phone Grandma Leah. She was overjoyed with tears, and Daddy Murray was a proud daddy, handing out cigars to friends and family and customers. The phone was buzzing with the news. Brother Adam couldn't wait to hold her. We named her Kim, after a beautiful actress that I always admire. Shoshana in Hebrew, her middle name after Daddy Murray's grandmother's Rose. A wonderful birthday gift was born on November the 23rd, 1971. Happy birthday, Kim. Married lady, that's me. 1976. Young and foolish, the girl I was. Dreams I had of gardens and babies and playing house. The young girl once was with stars in my eyes, all dressed in satin white. Down to the great altar I would stroll, a gold ring on my finger sealed with a kiss, the breaking of the glass, l'chaim, to life and sickness and health, for better or for worse. With 2 little words I whispered I do, made this young lady now and for always a married lady. This is a poem that my mother always, Mama Leah or Lakey, always said, don't bring me flowers when I'm dead, or say wonderful things about me then. Tell me now when I can enjoy. So the poem goes, I would rather have 1 little rose from the garden of a friend than to have the choice of flowers when my stay on earth must end. I would rather have 1 pleasant word of kindness paid to me than flattery when my heart is still and life has ceased to be. I would rather have a loving smile from friends I know are true than tears shed around my casket when I bid the world adieu. Bring me all your flowers today, whether pink, white, or red. I'd rather have 1 blossom now than a truckload when I'm dead.
That's very good.
Touching.
That is meaningful.
Yeah, and it's true. People all come from the woodworks, when you're dead. They should come when you're alive. We should be calling each other. We should be together. But instead, they all come when you're dead. And this is a true story. It's true of how people are.
Come together, weddings and funerals.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah. This is a very good friend, Marie, and I was thinking of her, and this is what I wrote. This is in 1979. It's called A Friend. Like the feel of a quick breeze in the air, you live, you die, your whole life goes by. Like the tides in an ocean that comes and goes, so do people you meet. They come and go. Like the rare golden fish found in a quiet pond, you weed out the bad, the phonies, the users, the takers, then maybe you'll be lucky and find a good and true friend, a good-hearted, honest, and caring person I befriended, a friend I call Maria. This is May 2008, Mon Père, my father. May 28, 1988, the day before my surprise party. Life ended for the man I called Papa. He was a simple man the world did not understand. I miss him when his mind swiftly slipped away. Now gone from this earth, I truly miss his childlike innocence. As days go by, I think of him quite often. Papa was at my side when giving birth to my little girl, Kim. He died with me at his side. I would like to think that Papa is resting in God's garden among his many beautiful flowers. Eddie Fisher sang, "Oh, my Papa," and to me, my Papa was so wonderful. Indeed, that little Frenchman I call Papa. For me, I will miss that twinkle in his eye, the kiss of a lady's hand. I will never get to say Papa again. This is a birthday wish to my loving husband, Murray. Murray, I have spent 40 birthdays with you. Our birthdays have always been focused around our family and children. Our parents are no longer here with us except for my mom, who's here in spirit. However, today we are here with our dear adult children and wonderful grandchild, Haley Michelle, celebrating your being. I thank God that we are both in good health in body and mind, and that our sense of humor has not yet left us. 65 is just a round number. You and I still have a lot of living to do. So, my darling Murray, I remember wishing you happy birthday at age 24, and now we're wishing you nothing but the best at 65. The best is yet to come. 1974, the housewife am I. There are trees to be pruned and clothes to be washed, dishes to be put away. I am chauffeur to my children. I am teacher, friend, cook, and a lover to my husband. A housewife I am called. No plaques, trophies, or holiday bonuses. I am keeper of the house, organizer of the domain. Loyal am I, and a housewife I am called. Married lady, that's me, 1976. Young and foolish the girl I was, dreams I had of gardens, babies, and playing house, the young girl. I was once with stars in my eyes, all dressed in satin white. Down to, my mom and friend, kind, sweet, generous to all, a sympathetic ear, a soul as sweet as honey and a heart as good as gold. They say that when a father dies, you're half an orphan. When a mother dies, you are an orphan. God could not be all over the world, so he put moms around to take care of us. And I hope that this mom and friend will be with us a long, long time. Okay. This is an evening of remembrance. I really don't know what it's all about, but it looks interesting, and I wrote this in the year 1997. And I write, tonight is a special night. It's an evening of remembrance, and so I would like to go back to remember and tell you a little about myself and my dear, courageous mother. Must be about the war. It was the year 1947, 42 years ago. I was 42 years old, yeah. My family and I crossed the Atlantic Ocean to come to America. We were one of the most fortunate families to have escaped the Nazi camps. However, each day of our lives were not taken for granted. Whole families were dragged out of their beds, never to be seen again. You prayed and cried that it would not be your turn. Each bomb that fell on our house that caught fire, you hope that it wasn't your house. The whole world seemed upside down, and you thought to yourself, why was there no help from the outside world? My father was a Frenchman and was serving the French army. My mother was a young Polish girl who fled from Poland, never to see her family again. We heard that the Gestapo, German soldiers, was already gathering families together, and so it was advisable for us to leave Paris. My mother alone, with 2 small children, had to fend for herself. With money and lots of guts, she arrived for my brother Simon, age 9 at the time, who lived with a family in the country, and that he would be brought up as a Catholic until the war was over. My mother threw her forged passports away so that the peasants would not think she was a spy. She changed her name to Madame Marie Bourdenec. We lived in rented rooms in a village called Centreville, about 25 miles away from Normandy. My mother made clothes for the peasants in exchange for food. Since no tails or horns were shown on our bodies, we blended perfectly with the rest of the people. We stayed there until the Americans marched into Normandy and the Germans were defeated and withdrew. It was then that we went back to Paris. In the song My Yiddische Mama, there lies a verse that says, "In fire and flammen leeft ze for haar kind." My mother, like so many other mothers, ran between those bombs and through those flames so that my brother and I might get a second chance in life. We were just very lucky.
You remember you were 5.
Yeah, little things. You know, I was 5 when I came here, so I remember, you know, I went to kindergarten in France. Little things. You know, I don't remember the bombs and all that because I was young. I was 3 years old. But, you know.
No, you were 5, I thought.
When I came here.
Oh.
So, 1942 was the middle of the war. 1942, I was born.
Born, yeah.
That was the middle of the war. May 29th. But 1945, the war ended.
Right. Right.
So I was 3 years old. But it took many years to come to the United States. It wasn't as easy as it is now. People crossing the borders without passports, without backgrounds being checked, without having jobs, and many are pushing drugs. Now, we had it hard. We were 4 people. We had to be in good health. We had to be sponsored. $10,000. Somebody had to put out $10,000 for each of us, which made it $40,000.
Who sponsored
Good
you?
cousin by the name of Hansheleng. Morris and Hanshelengs. These were cousins of Grandma.
They lived here?
They lived in the United States, and we lived by Rifki, our aunt, and Aunt Hannah for a couple of months here, a couple of months there. And I have to say that we did all right, because without the English language, without anything, Grandma Lakey and Grandpa Michelle built themselves up. We were the only ones to have a car in the entire family. People that were born here didn't have a car. Rifki lived in she lived in an apartment house and had to walk up 3 stairs. Never moved. Lived and died in that apartment, in a 1-bedroom apartment. But Grandma Lakey bought an 8-family house. And then she bought elevator houses. And she bought other houses. And she became
well-to-do.
Well-to-do.
She had a dress shop.
So well-to-do that Uncle Sam, which is Rifki's husband, Mindy's father and mother, said, you know what? They know what they're doing. Maybe we should invest. And they did. They invested with Grandma in a building, an elevator house on Ocean Avenue in Brooklyn. And they made out pretty good. They made money. All because of my mother's knowledge. Very shrewd and very smart. So sometimes you don't have to have the language. You have to have it up here.
And she was a dressmaker too.
She was a dress designer. In Paris, she owned a beautiful shop of hats. Chapeau pour les dames. Hats for ladies.
That's where Haley gets it.
Right. And when Grandma came to the United States, she, instead of working in a sweatshop, you know, with machines, she worked for a private person, a private dress shop owner, and she made good money, all on her own, sewing up different designs and dresses. And then she was able to move out of that bad neighborhood that we first moved in, called Williamsburg. And it was a neighborhood that was starting to turn. There was a lot of crime, Spanish people, gypsies, God knows.
But there's nothing wrong with Spanish people.
There's nothing wrong with that, but these were the lower class of...
Just riffraff was...
This was the lowest class of their sorts, all right? Everybody has a chance. The United States is for everybody to make a living and to better themselves. But these people were people that, you know, so to speak, like the people now that cross the border illegally and who knows who they are, what they are.
Well, some people cross the border because they have it so bad where they are that they're just running from their life.
It couldn't be worse than ours. We came through with the bombs and God knows.
Well,
and
maybe
it took
that's
us
why they're going.
yes,
because
but
it's
it
so
took
bad there.
but it took us 2 years to get to the United States. We waited for our turn.
Different times called for different measures.
No,
different-
they
it's
have
different.
to listen. I believe in freedom and bettering yourself, but you have to do it the correct way. That's all. You have governments wherever they are, and they need to go through it
Well,
the
not
right
always,
way.
Not always, because look at South Korea. Very bad. People can't leave. In North Korea, you can't get in or out. There's no internet. They don't allow
Right,
you.
that's a communist country
Right.
altogether.
So
You can't
if
get in, you can't get out. Right.
If you're caught getting out, you will be killed on sight.
Yeah, but these people here are
Different.
not even checked.
right.
They must be checked
Yeah.
by their backgrounds.
Yeah.
There's more bad than good that are coming in. All right? We don't know who they are, what they are. We got plenty of poor people living in the streets here
Okay. Keep going.
that need money. And we need to take care of our own first before we can look at the others that are coming into the United States.
What happened to the what do you call it? The wort sparrow. When did Grandma buy that? Why did she buy that?
Grandma and Grandpa worked, and Simon worked.
This is a vacation home, right?
And at that time, the closest thing to a tree was the country, the Jewish Alps, we called it. And that's where all your entertainment started.
Closest thing to country, you mean? You said closest thing to a tree.
Yes, to a tree, because the city had
I
no
got you. Right.
grass or trees, and
Right.
we couldn't breathe the fresh air. And Grandma had hay fever, and Simon had hay fever. Everybody was, because of the smog and everything that was going on in the pollution in the city. So we went to the country every single year, and we had lots of fun. And when I got married to your daddy, Murray, we still went to the country, and we decided to buy a bungalow. And so Rifki and good friends of ours, Rochelle and Dave Greenberg's parents, got together and they bought a bungalow.
It was right next to each other.
That's right.
That was so cool. I like that.
And Rifki and
Right next
Lakey
door.
were next door, and we bought.
Yeah, and Dave and Rochelle was on the other end.
And on the other end. But the best time of our lives really was not that bungalow. It was
Robbie
all
Lane,
right.
Robbie
It was
Lane.
Robbie Lane.
I
We
wasn't
had
born
terrific fun. There was like lots of happenings every weekend.
Adam
was
a
in
little
camp
boy
there.
Right.
And Dad had lots of fun. He played
Yeah.
baseball, broke a leg, running into first base, but that's another story. But it was a lot of tumbling and dancing and going and drinking and doing. It was a fun time. It was a fun time. During those years, I had a miscarriage. I didn't have you, Kim. I had a miscarriage then. Then later on, I had you.
That was 8.5 years later.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun, and that's how we got to the country. Only because we needed fresh air. And that was the closest thing. Now, Dad was brought up at the beach. His parents always
Brighton Beach.
was at the beach, and he knew nothing about the country, nothing about the hotels. But when he got a taste of the Jewish Alps, oh boy, he loved it. The Concord, the Grossinges, I mean, all your
Kutchers.
Kutches,
Stevensville.
the Stevensville, the Homowack, the Nevele. I mean, that was
The Raleigh.
the Raleigh. This is
Yeah,
where Jerry Lewis, Milton Berle. I mean, all your stars came from. This Red Buttons.
All of them.
All your entertainment started in the Jewish Alps, and they started in the casinos and the bungalow colonies and worked themselves up to the hotels. So it was a great happening.
And now Wort Sparrow is no longer, well, it's...
And now the country is dead.
Well...
I mean, your
it's
hotels
changed.
have been, you know,
No, I mean, it's changed
disassembled.
there now. They're...
It's Hasidic now. And
now it's. I mean, I don't know about the hotels, but Wurtsboro. They have a lot of new things coming. You know, they're trying to, modernize.
Yeah,
the
but
area.
it'll never be the same because
But Custard's Last Stand
it's
is
still there.
That's
The ice cream
place.
custard stand is still there.
Custard's Last Stand.
That's right. But it's a different world.
Yeah.
People started to make money in later years, and they were able to afford cruises.
Yeah.
Cruises became very big. For $2,000, you can go on a cruise and have food every day and swim and have entertainment. That was a better deal than renting a bungalow for $2,000
I like the bungalow.
for 8 weeks. So it went under. The bungalows went under.
But did we own the bungalow?
No, we always rented.
And how much was it?
Oh, it could have been $1,500.
For how long?
For the summer.
Who owned that?
There were owners that there was owners that owned different bungalows, and they rented those bungalows.
I never knew it was rented. I thought we owned it.
No, we owned one bungalow. Yes, in Wurtsboro.
Wurtsboro.
That we owned.
Oh, we owned that.
Yes.
Okay.
But all the years that we went, we rented.
Oh, yeah.
And when we rented, we went to the Kochelanes. And the Kochelanes were known as an efficiency building. And this is how we went.
What Kochelen you mean?
A Kochelane, I'm explaining it. It was a building, maybe 3 floors. Each floor had a bedroom. Downstairs was a big kitchen for everybody to use. We had maybe 1 or 2 refrigerators. Each shelf had your name. So let's say Lakey's had borscht and potatoes. It was on shelf 1.
And no one took from each other?
Right.
Oh.
Tilly had chopped liver on the 2nd and the 3rd. And so this is how it was cheaper that way. We didn't have the money, and we wanted to have the fresh air. And each room had a lock, not a lock and key, but a regular lock. You locked it, and you had your own key to open it, the lock. And that's how we lived. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We went swimming in a hole, and every so often it would get polluted. You weren't able to go into the water. They knew the water was always tested. And we had camp, and there was entertainment every week, and it was wonderful. We had a great time, and you just didn't know that it was a way of living. I mean, I never thought it was bad sharing a refrigerator with 7 other people, or sharing a kitchen with maybe 20 people. You had one stove and everybody was cooking, and everybody in Yiddish was saying, "Oh, you babe, this is mine, this is mine."
And this was at where again?
This was all over. This was in White Lake. This was in Loch Sheldrick. This was in Fallsview. They had different bungalow colonies. Then we got a little bit into the money, so we rented our own bungalow.
Wurtsboro.
All over. We started, and then we bought our own bungalow at one time. But that's how it was, But it was a lot of fun. When you're poor, you don't know you're poor because it's a way of life. It's just like the rich. When you have a lot of money, it doesn't mean anything to you. So you have 3 houses. So you have 20 cars. You don't ride. How many spoons can you eat with? 1. So it doesn't matter all these houses and all the glory and all that. You could only appreciate it with one thing. So be happy with what you got. Sei zufrieden von dein Leben. Be happy what you got. That's where my Jewish poem comes in, which is by Grandma Lakey.